All right, this is the lesson 1-3. So unit 1, lesson 3. Today we are going to be rounding. So first we're going to talk about place value. So if we look at 6,578, we need to identify the different place values. So the 8 here means 8 ones, 6, 7, 8. That's 9. Oh my gosh. The 7 here means 7 10s. So if we're thinking about those base 10 blocks, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So here is equal to 8. This is 70. Now 5 here actually means 500. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. 6 is 6,000. So 6,000. So these are huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 500 and this is 6,000. All right. So if we are rounding to the nearest thousand, we're rounding this number. We're looking at 6,578. We're going to underline the 6 because that is our thousands place. And then we're going to circle the 5. And the one that's circled is the one that tells us what this number that's underlined is going to do. When we look at the number, we're going to say 5 or more, add 1 more. 4 or less, let it rest. So if the number is 5 or more, so it can be 5 or it can be greater than 5, and that more means 6, 7, 8, or 9, we are going to add 1 more to our underlined digit. If that circled number is a 4 or less, a 3, a 2, or a 1, we're going to let it rest. So if we look here, this 5 is 5 or more, so we're going to add 1 more. So our rounded number will be 7,000 because we're adding 1 to the 6,000, and the rest is going to be 0 because rounding means making the number easier and clearer to see. So everything after, including the circle, they all become zeros as we add them up. So 6,578 rounded to the nearest thousand is 7,000. All right, if we are rounding to the nearest hundred, we have the number 712. 712. Which digit's in the hundreds place? Well, this is the ones, this is the tens, this is the hundreds. So we're going to underline the hundreds and then look to the right and circle that digit. If we remember, 5 or more, add 1 more, 4 or less, you let it rest. So this 1 is part of the less because the less is a 3, a 2, or a 1. So by letting it rest, that 7 is going to stay the same. This 1 is going to turn into a 0, and this 2 is going to turn into a 0 because 712 is very close to 700. Now, for rounding to the nearest 10, and I have 98. 98. Which digit is in the tens place? Well, the 9 is in the tens place and the 8 is in the ones. So we've got 8 ones and 9 tens here. So if we follow the rule, 5 or more, add 1 more. The more is 6, 7, 8, or 9. We are going to add 1 more. All right? So if we add 1 more to 9, that answer is 10. Now, are we done? The answer would be no, because we still have to include the ones place. So when we have a number that's close to 10 that we're rounding to, it's going to round up and actually bring that number up to 100. If we were rounding, let's say, 92 to the nearest tens, we would circle that 9. Nope, we would not circle the 9. We underline the 9 because it's in the tens place and circle the 2. The 2 is the 4 or less, so it's going to let that 9 rest. That being brought down, the 2 becomes a 0. The answer is 90. Last thing for today. we are going to compare using these three signs. One thing I do to help me remember is by drawing alligator teeth in so that I know that it is eating the bigger number because alligators are hungry. If I had the numbers 4,538 and 4,835, and I'm going to compare them. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the thousands place. So the thousands place is the biggest place value here, which is why we're starting there. They are equal, so I'm going to move next door. Which number has the bigger value? Is the 5 bigger or is the 8 bigger? The 8 is bigger because the 8 means 8 hundredths, which is bigger than 5 hundredths. So it's going to go this way. The alligator is going to eat 4,800. All right, let's do one more. If we have the numbers 4,004 and 4,008. Some of you are going to be able to see right away, but we're going to do the same thing, same method as last time. The thousands and the thousands are the same. We check it off. We move next door. We move next door. Those zeros are the same. Check it off. Check it off. We move next door. We move next door. Those are the same. Those are the same. And here we're left with 4 or 8. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 ones, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which is bigger? 8 is bigger, so the alligator is going to face that way. All right, that is it.